It's your boys, the pizza and the bagel.
Pizza and the bagel.
Whoop, whoop.
Pizza bagel time.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm actually been really excited to do this episode.
Okay.
So I guess I'll preference this. Yesterday, and guys, I do apologize for the continuity things going on here. Yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Correct.
By the time you hear this, it's going to be a week or two past. We always keep an extra bullet in the chamber in case something comes up and we can't record.
Yeah, God, we don't want to let you suffer because we had to have a day off, so we keep an extra.
Yeah, that makes us great hosts.
Absolutely.
Great entertainment.
Yeah, that's for you.
It's
that's
for
not
the
us.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yesterday being Thanksgiving, I got a couple of voicemails.
Nice. On Thanksgiving?
Yes. Well, one was the day before and one came in yesterday.
Yes.
So, and I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to show
Hell
the bagel. So I wanted to play those off real quick.
Fuck yeah, I love a good voicemail.
Before we, okay. All right. You ready for this first one?
Yeah, let's get after it.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good one. Poop Fest 2023.
Okay. Well, I have my guesses. Listeners, do you have your guesses? Wow, that was
Aggressive.
yeah. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Was that the post Thanksgiving feast poop?
Yeah. It looks like it came in. Yeah. Like yesterday morning.
Wow. He might be like lactose intolerant or something. Maybe he has a gluten issue. Like,
Yeah.
that was bananas. That,
Yeah.
that noise.
I would have assumed that was going to be after
Yeah.
his belly was full, but it sounds like he was clearing himself out to get ready for all the stuffing.
This was the pre. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday morning.
Nice.
So I assume you know who this is.
I assume as well.
Poop
Yeah.
Fest 2023.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a great cover when you yell Poop Fest, but yeah. I mean, we could have been like, oh my God, maybe this is a Poop Fest enthusiast, but when he's like Poop Fest, yeah.
Hold on.
Thanks, Boo.
Oh, that was a good one. Poop Fest 2023.
Nice. Well, I know what he's thankful for.
Yeah.
2-ply toilet paper.
Oh,
Nice.
boo-boo.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. We need more
Yep.
weird, gross, whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah,
That's
you can send
hysterical.
that every week.
So that's voicemail one.
Love it.
The second voicemail comes from another listener, and here we go. Looks like they got a little question here for us.
Great.
Hello, Pizza. Hello, Bagel. I come to you today with a very, very important question, and I need both of you to answer it because I need to know. Here we go. If both of you made a pasta, maybe a spaghetti, and you
Italian.
came with your penis into your respective pasta, and served it to the other person. For example, Pizza, you served your pasta to Bagel. Bagel, you served your pasta to Pizza. This cum-filled pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Would either of you eat it? Now, it's not that simple.
Say it. No.
The alternative is, if you don't eat it, you have to eat the last shit you took.
Ugh.
All right, have fun. Bye.
Wow.
Okay, so let's recap on that. We both make a pasta dish.
Yeah.
And then we jerk off into our own pasta
Into
dish
our own. Yeah.
to feed it to the other person.
Right.
So it's either eat the other person's cum pasta
Right.
or eat the last shit you took.
Right.
What are you going with?
Man.
Sometimes I hate our listeners.
You know what? I actually think this is a pretty solid question.
Yeah.
First of all, my pasta, you know how they have pasta alla vodka?
That's one of my faves.
Yep. So mine would be pasta alla bourbon. And yeah, I would drink a bunch of bourbon before I jizzed in the pasta I was going to make for you. And it would probably be a bucatini. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
I think it holds the sauce the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as, am I eating your jizz pasta or my own shit?
Yeah, the last shit you took.
Man, that's...
So judging off of
This
previous
is-
episodes, you're like, I live a pretty rock and roll style life, and
yeah. So a lot of the times, it's it's a lot of fanfare and not a lot of production. So I'd be okay, I would think, sometimes eating my own shit. But we are talking today, which is the morning after Thanksgiving. So I got a fucking log.
okay, so
ready
it's
to
salad
move.
boy.
Yeah. So I'm going jizz pasta for sure. I'm hoping there's enough sauce.
So you're gonna eat my jizz pasta over
sure.
your own shit.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you said that you have a log this time, would you rather eat the log or your like soupy diarrhea?
I think soupy diarrhea would be easier. Yeah.
Just take it like a shot.
Yeah. 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 That's exactly what I would do. But with logs, like, I don't know, man. That's an endeavor. I feel like I envision like needing a knife and a fork.
Yeah,
I'm not
like a meatloaf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm about to put it on a bun, or like, I mean, maybe if can I do that? Can I bacon wrap it? And well, I don't know. I think he means just the shit.
Yeah, you're just
I'm
pulling
eating
the turd up.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm eating the jizz pasta.
Yeah,
That's it. How much? Oh, wait, if it's a bowl of pasta, I mean, how much jizz?
you stir it up, throw some cheese on there,
I
you're
don't know.
good to
Like,
go.
What are you, Peter North? Is it going to be like mostly jizz?
It's more jizz than sauce.
Wow, that is a very dated reference, listener.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who Peter North is, go ahead and
Google it.
Yeah, just Google Peter North cum shots and check out the videos. They are very long distance.
Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. What about you? What type of pasta are you making me?
I mean, since you're going with the vodka, I guess I'll go with the bolognese.
Nice.
And it's a creamy bolognese.
It sure
It's
is now.
gonna be, yeah. I like to do it like normally a creamy bolognese, but I think, and I would do that with probably like it's got to be a good sauce catcher, maybe like a rigatoni, something that's open enough to catch that meat in there for you.
Hell yeah.
I would rather eat your jizz pasta than my own poop.
Is the nicest thing anybody's said to me in a long time. To be perfectly honest, that's like the greatest compliment I've gotten in 3 months.
I just feel like the jizz, it's disgusting in thought, but in reality, it's probably going to be masked by the vodka sauce,
Right.
mostly.
As long as we can mix it in. It's not like I have to plate and then you're like, hey, you forgot to garnish it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go check out Pornhub real quick and then just leave dollops of jizz on top of it.
Yeah, it's like the ricotta. On
That would be fucking gross. First of all, if your jizz looks like a ricotta, we should end the episode and you should go see a doctor. There's something going on there.
See, he didn't say. I mean, he just said like a spaghetti, but he didn't say in what sauce. Now, is he also talking about just boiling up noodles and the sauce is the jizz?
Now that's different.
So
he's talking about just like spaghetti and then jizz.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say a spaghetti with a red sauce or a bolognese or a vodka.
True. That's true. In America, people always think spaghetti includes sauce, but spaghetti is just the noodle.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
If it's just boiled nudes with jizz in it, I'm going back to eating my log of shit, I think.
I can't do the shit.
No.
Listen. If can
I at least olio aglio? Can I put a little bit of fucking olive oil in there? Or can I catch a pepe and something?
A little bit of pepper, a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, a little guanciale. Maybe I want to go amatriciana. Like, I don't know.
I think. All right. I would allow. So if we're going no sauce,
oh my god,
you'd get a dash.
Nudes
so nudes, jizz, and you get a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. I'd still go with the jizz.
I think so too.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could stomach eating shit.
I agree. And here's the thing: if I can have enough of the Parm cheese, and if I can use some of the pasta water, I could turn that.
I'll let you have. You could take
pasta water,
a ladle
jizz, and Parm cheese. I could turn that into a lovely sauce.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be lovely.
It would be lovely. It would be salty, but lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've decided that either way, it's gonna be jizz pasta over
for sure
shit loaf.
Yeah, absolutely, jizz pasta.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, random caller.
Yeah. What a great way to start the episode.
Yeah. I wish I knew who that caller was.
So that being said, Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Actually, this is the least chaotic year
Love
or
that.
time hanging out with the family. It was actually very pleasant. Taught my nephew how to play like a card game.
Fun.
He's like 5, 6, I think.
Awesome.
But yeah, and like the downside is Jess and I. This is the only holiday that we split off. Because her family is over in Cleveland Heights, mine's in Medina.
Sure.
And it's just a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Everyone's eating at the same time. It's always
Always
like
at the same time.
3:30. So, but the plus side is we both get to bring back, double the leftovers.
And you get leftovers you've never had before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
There was something that Jess had me try last night. It was like a tiny little red bell pepper that had goat cheese in it.
Yeah, I've seen those before. I don't think I've had one, but it sounds great.
Yeah, I had one last night. I mean, like, goat cheese is like a hit or miss. It's very rich.
Yeah, it sure is.
I don't love it, but I don't mind it most of the time.
Yeah.
But it actually worked out really well with that
Nice.
sweetness of the red bell pepper.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like it.
How was yours?
Uneventful, quiet, which was nice. We went to my mom's. She did all the cooking, which I was terrified about, but she did a great job. It was no drama, which was kind of boring, but boring in a good way.
Yeah.
So it was boring until, we did that. Then we went home, hung out for like an hour, and then I decided, because I didn't go out the night before Thanksgiving, which is a big night to go out and get drunk. And I don't like going out on big nights to go out and get drunk, because that's the rest of my life. I don't want to watch people that are trying to be mean. It's boring as shit. Hey, dude. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You know what we should try and do? You want to do like 4 shots of Jameson? I'm like, dude, I did 4 shots of Jameson at 11:30 in the morning yesterday. It's not that interesting.
It wasn't even a holiday.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was uneventful, but I didn't go out on Wednesday night. I did go out last night, which was Thanksgiving. Ran into a couple friends, just had a couple of drinks, and then shout out to Leah, the bartender, who brought up some chicken pot pie for people that were still hungry.
What's up, Leah?
And she was great, and she was like really pressuring me into taking some chicken pot pie with me, and I'm like, in what vessel? Like, there's no to-go containers. She had like plastic or paper bowls for people that were eating there, and I'm like, all right, fine. I don't want to be rude, so I loaded up a bowl with chicken pot pie and then put 2 biscuits on top of it in a paper bowl, and then I left the bar and I just have it perched on my passenger seat. I'm driving home, and everybody on I-90 is driving like a fucking maniac.
I can imagine.
Like, I mean, I can't tell. It's probably drunk, maybe just tired, whatever. But I mean, people ping pong in and out of lanes, not using turn signals, flying up on people's asses, flashing their brights, like, get out of the way. Like, I saw 2 cars I thought were going to start shooting at each other. And I'm like, it is like end of days while we're driving. And the whole time I'm judging. I'm like, look at these fucking aggressive, drunk assholes while I'm leaving the bar 5 shots deep, literally commenting about how they are irresponsible drivers, while with my right hand, I'm driving with my left hand, with my right hand, I'm dunking biscuits in the pot pie and eating it. And I'm like, does anybody give a shit about the fucking rules? Like, can somebody be responsible on this goddamn highway while I'm just like dunk and eating biscuits? But yeah, it was like dystopian. I mean, I thought for sure it was gonna come to fucking blows out there. It was like fucking Mad Max. Like, people were like ready to drive into each other and come to blows about it.
Oh man, yeah, those are the worst people to fucking deal with. The Mad Max though,
Yeah.
those were good movies.
Oh my god, all of them.
Yeah, they were all enjoyable. I mean, like, it's funny, like, to go back and watch them now. Like, you could still appreciate, like, the first one is like,
Sure.
it's slow, but that was like the OG and what started the whole thing, and then just progressively got better.
Yeah, and then like Fury Road was so good.
Really good.
We saw it in theaters. I mean, it was long. It was like 3 hours long, but it was not slow at all. It was great, and Charlize was fabulous in it. The whole thing was awesome.
That fucking dude that sounded like chained to the truck playing guitar, the fire
yeah,
and
it was
shit.
so
That was
badass.
gnarly, dude.
Yeah, the whole thing was great.
Yeah, they did a really good job like that. Can you imagine if
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Could you imagine like having to be in like that? Oh, sorry for that.
Sorry.
That was weird. Can you imagine being like caught up in like a post-apocalyptic like time, like living in Mad Max times?
Oh my god. Like, how would I do?
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be a tall order. So what are we talking about? Like, are we talking about like instantaneously it's end of days?
I don't. Let's
Or
say
is this,
maybe
like factions, like
maybe I don't know. Maybe let's say that you were in a coma for like 10 years, and in that time you wake up and like the world's. Well, all right. Here, let's baby step it.
Okay.
Let's say you woke up and there's no one around. You're like literally the only person left on the world. What would you do?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Like you woke up from a coma. I can't fucking talk today.
Yeah.
You woke up from a coma, and then you're like, where is
Alone?
everyone? It's like Home Alone, but like the entire world.
Wow. Man, I don't know. I mean, that would be so depressing. First of all, I wouldn't do anything to begin with because my natural state is a slovenly, lazy state. So I would probably be like, they'll be back. Like I'd probably be like, get out of my bed and be like, is anyone gonna fucking help me? And then when people are like, no, I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna go back to bed for a while. And so it would take me some time to get used to it. And then after that, to entertain myself, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think I would go into survival mode. I'm a survival mode type of guy. So I would probably, after that, if I would grab a car and I would start driving around to make sure I'm the only person around. And then I would immediately go survival mode. Like, I would start rounding up guns, cans of gas, generators, stuff like that. Like, I would go to Crocker Park. I think that'd be a great place to start. Because I go to Dick's Sporting Goods, get a bunch of great shit there. I go to Sur La Table, get a bunch of great knives, shit to cook with, because God knows if I'm going to be out in the desert or whatever and just have a fire and stuff like that. So that's and they have the Lego store, so I'd go there too. You
gotta have your own
my
entertainment.
brain sharp. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would start. What about you? I mean, if you woke up alone,
that would
That's a
definitely
rough
be
one.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would be weird. It'd be one of those things like getting in the car and like driving around and be like, where the fuck is everybody?
yeah,
But once I think I started figuring out that like it's just me, like I think I would be basically kind of doing the same thing. I'd be loading up or getting a bunch of backpacks and shit like that, and loading up. I don't know. I'd probably load up to go to the bars and load up a bunch of liquor bottles and
go
beer.
to Monroe, Michigan, get a bunch of weed.
Yeah. Break into like the grocery stores, all these like canned goods.
You know what you'd really? That's a great idea too. Yeah, canned goods is a good idea. You'd have to go to like a shitty pawn shop and get like a boombox that works off of D batteries.
Oh yeah.
Because the infrastructure, if it's not already dead, is going to die soon. There's not going to be power. There's not going to be internet.
Yeah.
So you're going to need some way to entertain yourself. So I need to steal like CDs.
Yep.
And fucking.
But CDs. I was gonna say because the radio's gonna probably be out.
Absolutely.
So CDs, and I fucking have like 2 full books of fucking CDs. So
well, I hope they're good because that's forever, baby.
yeah.
That's all.
Well, I mean, you can always go to like a Walmart or like a mall if they're still
sell
around.
CDs?
Yeah,
What, are
they
we gonna go to a
CDs.
Sam Goody?
No, they're not Sam Goody. But they
go to
still
My
sell.
Generation?
Yeah, they think they still sell CDs.
Do they really?
I think so. I never really paid attention to see if they do or not.
I had totally separate. I had an IT issue with my my laptop the other day, and I had to call into IT at work, and they were like, "We have to send you a new laptop. Yours is permanently fucked up." I'm like, "Okay." So they're running through all these checks, and they're like, "Yeah, does your laptop have a CD tray?"
Yeah,
and
the CD-ROM.
And I go, "What the fuck is that?" I was just kidding, but the guy's like, "Oh, it's like this portion that will come out, and then you can put a disc that has a hole in the middle." I'm like, "I was kidding, asshole. I'm 42 years old. I know what a fucking CD-ROM is." And he's like, "Dude, a lot of people don't."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I'm like, "Wow, the cup holder, is that what you're talking about? That comes out the side? That's where I put my coffee." But yeah, you'd have to go old school.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, you
could also get CDs from like Goodwills and shit though.
That's
too.
true.
So you could just
Goodwill
go.
would be a great place to go.
Got
they
a
have
ton
tons
of fucking
shit.
clothes.
Yeah. I'd go downtown, and I would go to Mr. Albertson's, the place where large black people buy suits
Okay.
and shoes. I'd get a bunch of suits and shoes.
Yeah, might as well.
If I'm going to be by myself, I at least want to look fancy.
Yeah. That look good for me.
What happens if I find another person and I'm just dressed like a fucking bum? Like, I don't want them to be like, ugh, I met the poorest only person in the world.
Yeah.
And so I'd be wearing like a purple suit with red shoes.
You're always a fashionable
triple-breasted.
dude. Yeah,
dude. I'd be rocking some expensive cologne. Fuck you, Dan. Yeah.
Anyway, and here's the deal: you're always have been like clean shaven for as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
Would you keep up with a clean shaven face, or would you grow out a little bit? Would you let a fucking big fuck off beard come out?
No, I can't. I cannot do the big fuck off beard.
Okay.
It's not that I don't have the ability. I could grow a beard by a week from now. It's just my face gets so itchy. And people are always like, listen, if you just push through a couple of days, that stops. I don't have the patience. So I would need to like run through a CVS and get a bunch of razors and shaving cream and shit because I need to be pretty clean shaven.
It's funny to think about these little things because like typically when you talk to people about like post-apocalyptic shit, they're like not even thinking like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to find somewhere to like get like a toothbrush and like brush my teeth on the regular, and because you're not gonna have a fucking dentist if you got a cavity, you know,
right.
or like shaving my face or like.
Oh, why did you bring that up? Teeth is my least favorite thing. Like, you remember what was it? Castaway. With Tom Hanks. There was that one point where his tooth was all fucked up, and he found like an ice skate and had to use the ice skate to like excise one of his teeth.
Yeah,
I would have used that ice skate to slit my fucking throat because I'm not putting that thing in my mouth to try and knock a tooth out. Like, that's the end of this.
Oof.
Yeah, this movie's over after 83 minutes. It's no longer 3.5 hours long.
Yeah. All right, so, and you mentioned about like running into somebody. Like, let's say that you came across like a small little village.
Okay.
Let's say, I don't know, there's like 10, 15 people in there.
Okay.
And it's you. So it's basically just you guys. And maybe there could be more people somewhere across the country or a different country. But they're like, you can stay with us, but you have to bring something to the table. Like, what's your thing, like your hustle, or that you bring to the table that they would allow you to be in for?
I don't know what this says about me, but honestly, and I know people probably say this and think they can back it up and can't, and unfortunately, I believe that I'm a person who will say it and can. That person in that group who said, hey, what is your value that you bring to the table? I would probably murder that person immediately. Like, I would stab that person in the throat.
And then what, you're just going to muscle your way into their village?
That sounds like, if that person's asking that question, they seem like they're in charge. And I'm not falling in line with, hey, you're making dinner tonight and tomorrow your ass is on the menu, you know, or whatever they're into. I'll stab that guy in the throat and be like, so let's talk about the rules.
So no. Let's say that they're like all very, I don't want to stereotype this, but kind of very hippie, you know, like lovey kind of people. Everyone's like super nice. No one's being a dick. They're just saying like, oh, you know, Cheryl over here, she does a lot of gardening and she's, you know, bringing food.
Oh,
and,
so they're
and
asking what do I add? What value do I add?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, and Mike, he's the one like building bikes and radios or what, you know what I mean? Like, what would be like your hustle to?
My only options are to be funny or to cook.
Okay.
So unless they want a comedy show or a jizz pasta, I'm good for either of those.
Throwback.
Yeah. Ding. Yeah. If you want, penny a la bourbon plus jizz, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it's that or a comedy show. Those are the only two things that I bring value.
So it's funny because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, cooking, I could do that. I'm like, I feel like I'm a pretty funny dude. Also, I could play music. You know, if we had a guitar, I can also, you know.
Well, that's actually a huge value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know.
Yeah,
I can help out doing shit. Like I can figure out building stuff.
If you guys can get an old episode of Jeopardy on, I'm gonna smoke your dicks at it. Like, I don't really have a whole lot to offer as far as that goes.
We have Mike that's like building like a TV and trying to get a fucking
cool. When you get Alex Trebek on there, let me know what's up because I'm gonna fucking smoke you turds at Jeopardy for no reason.
Speaking of Jeopardy, this is a side topic here, but I was at work the other day. Somebody asked something and I go, oh, it's this way. And my boss is like, no, it's this way. And when they did that and I go, ha, I go, suck it, Trebek. told you. And then he said something, he looks at me, goes, Trebek, what the hell are you even talking about? And I was like,
He didn't get the suck at Trebek reference?
no, I was like, never mind. I'll tell you when you're older.
Good old Sean Connery.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the apocalypse. Yeah, I mean, I think those would be mine. You know, like I said, like not saying that I couldn't like help out with other shit. Someone's like, hey, I need a hand in the gardening, you know, and
Yeah. I would cook, and I think that would add a huge value too. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
It would stop people from being like, we found this, you know, hunted this rabbit, and we don't know what to do with it. Or I went fishing, and now we're just going to eat raw fish or whatever. I'd be like, listen, I can figure out how to cook it, how to season it, how to make it good. And that's really important, I think, mentally for people in that type of scenario, right? If we're talking about like 20 people and we're the end of days group, we need stuff to look forward to. So you playing the guitar, that's something that will entertain people. Me feeding people like proper food, like that's value.
yeah, go get some fish. Like, go rip the side panel off that car over there.
Yeah.
We'll start a fire and fucking put this up there and
Right.
fry it up.
Yeah, I think that would add value. Now, what if it was the apocalypse, but it was everybody in the world was gone besides me and you? Like, what if we record an episode and then we go downstairs and we're like, bye, right? So we have smoke in the driveway, as we always do. I go get in my car. You come back inside. I go driving. All of a sudden, just everybody's gone. Just instantly somehow disappeared.
Like, this room has somehow protected us from
Protected
like
us.
aliens, like just sucked everybody out.
Everybody out. Everybody's gone immediately. So they're just cars, you know, willy-nilly in the road. Jess is gone. Like, nobody
It's
about.
literally just you and I.
And I turn around and I come back and I'm like, what the fuck? There's nobody here. And then it's just me and you. What do we do then?
Okay. Well, I mean, first things first, I'd assume that we're going to have to figure out what the fuck happened. But I would imagine we would just go down to the bar and then we'll figure it out from there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what? Let's walk down to the bar and then we'll figure it out.
Yep. 100%.
Now, does like everything still work as far as like internet, electricity? Like, nothing's been shut off yet?
Let's say infrastructure is still working currently, but we know, you know, there
Eventually
are
it's
people who
gonna-
maintain that.
Yeah, so
not
it's
gonna last
eventually-
forever. So we have that for now, but we have no idea for how long.
I think that we'd eventually come to a point where we're like, it's just me and you, bub. So we could literally just make the best of it. Like,
Yeah.
I would say we have the entire world as our oyster, which, I mean, neither one of us are pilots, so we're kind of stuck in our own country,
Yep.
which is fine. But I'd be like, do we road trip and
Fuck yeah.
find some cool places to go to?
Hell yeah.
I mean, I imagine it's just going to be a pizza and the bagel road trip vacation,
Yeah.
super bonanza extravaganza. I don't know. I'm just saying words now.
We're gonna get into some fun stuff with this, but I'll tell you what. Like, how would it change your life in a good way if it was just me and you in the world? If all other humans were gone, what could you do that you cannot do now? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I would never wear the same pair of socks or boxers again. I would be fresh socks and boxers every day for the rest of my life. We would go hit a fucking Target or whatever, grab a bunch of shit, and every pair of socks at the end of the day, I'm throwing it out the window. You know how good a fresh pair of socks feels? So fucking good.
Absolutely.
And it's never the same. So
Yeah.
fuck the environment, fuck everyone. I'm just throwing socks out the window like an asshole. I'm also not using toilet paper. I'm finding a bunny farm. I'm wiping my ass with rabbits.
But if we need to eat those rabbits,
Well, you take the skin off them first, dummy.
I know, but it's going to be weird and
Marinated.
yeah.
All right, fine.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Something that I'm not allowed to do that I would.
How long would it take? Here's a great question, because it's gonna go this way anyway. How long would it take? Obviously, you know, at some point we're not going to be like bunkmates. We're the only people in the world. It's not going to be sleeping in the same room.
Yeah.
In the same vicinity, I'm sure, but not in the same room. How long until my dick is out jokes start?
Oh my God.
Yeah. How long until you're just like you're hanging fucking dong?
I think it'd probably end up being pretty quickly.
I was going to say probably less than 72 hours.
It's going to start being a joke. It's like taking a shower and just walking out and it's being like,
Right.
hey, and then just start flopping it back and forth, like catching it between your legs.
Yeah.
Bend over, do a goat.
Absolutely. That's what I'm thinking. Not long at all. And why not? If we're the only people, then who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The jokes are for us.
Right.
You know, and definitely too, especially since we get like the winters and shit here. We can go south for the winters.
Hell yeah.
And so we could fuck around in other places I've never been to. Like I've never been to Florida.
What?
And I know like obviously you have, but
Yeah.
I would be like, dude, we can go to like the Hogwarts like place, like
Sure.
and there's no lines.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you want to go amusement park style?
Yeah, I mean at least for a
While
day.
the power's on, yeah, we might as well fucking do that shit.
We would just take turns being the person at the controller. Like you just gotta ride by yourself, but
That's cool.
and then everything else is, free.
But you know that you'd be on that roller coaster and those ones that take the picture,
Oh yeah.
you'd have your dick out.
Oh,
the
100%.
First ride. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like this is gonna be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And
This
just
would
go and
be
hit the button.
So dick heavy.
we would definitely, and like mooning it too, like spreading cheeks. Like
Sure.
you print it out, and we'd have like a trunk full of photos from
Yeah.
like Cedar Point
Of just
and
our
like
dicks and buttholes.
Universal Studios. Yeah, for being on the rides.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we would find out something really strange happened, like the Pope strangely came into town and everybody found out besides us because we were recording, so they all went to go see the Pope, or it was like somebody found Jesus and a piece of toast or whatever and everybody flocked to it, and me and you were just riding roller coasters with our dicks and our buttholes out for 3 days, and then they all come back and they're like, we saw the Pope, and we're like, ooh, don't look in the trunk.
Yeah.
we missed that part.
Hey, that's my car.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nope, not anymore.
No, it looks like your car, but that's our car.
Yeah.
And I said, don't open the trunk.
Yeah, don't touch that door handle. I jizzed on it.
Oh, that is fucking hysterical. That's really funny.
The oops, we thought everybody was gone, but now everybody's back. That'd be fucking horrible.
That is hysterical. Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right, so here's a good question. Same scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gone. It's just me and you, assumedly in the entire world. How long until you jerk off?
I feel like it'd be at least a day or two. I think on that first day, I would be more
feel like
initially.
you think that that's a solidly long time.
Right. But I mean, you think about it, though, like that first day is going to kind of come down to slight panic.
Yeah.
Like, why are we the only two here and everybody else is gone?
And sadness.
Yeah.
We would miss our respective women's.
Right.
Yeah.
And friends and whatever, friends,
Some
family,
friends,
etc. Yeah. Some friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not to say that we wouldn't keep each other entertained,
Absolutely.
but
the how long until you jerk off question's great. And I'll tell you why. There was, and I can't remember if it was Louis C.K. or some other comedian, but they talked about, this was a 9/11 thing. And it was a joke about how you can judge how patriotic somebody was by how long it took them after 9/11 to jerk off.
oh my God.
And yeah, which is outrageous. I mean, this was like 10 years after 9/11 happened. But then I think it was Louis C.K. And then he's like, for me, it was in between the two towers falling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. which is fucking hilarious and horrific.
Coming from a guy that loves jerking off.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's his favorite thing. But yeah, so that was great. But yeah, I'm thinking about like
The plus side, I mean, like I said, I feel like it would be like a day or two once it come to the realization of it's just going to be you and I, and that's that. The cool thing is just jerk off wherever you want. You don't have to clean up and be like, I'm just going to go in the backyard and just jerk off real quick.
Yep.
And just,
I'm going to jizz on this tree.
yeah. You know what also would be super dope, though? Is going into like your neighbors' houses and scavenging through people's houses.
Fuck yeah.
Jerking off in those houses.
Yep. Damn right.
Finding cool shit that they have. Like, whoa, this is awesome.
At first, I was thinking like it'd be cool to be like, a stranger's underwear, like their negligee drawer. But then also, I could just jerk off into like their bag of lunch meat because they just disappeared.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So like, fuck you if you come back. Here, I'll give you a honey baked ham and just fucking stick one in there. Whatever.
And steal it back up and throw it in the meat drawer.
Exactly. And then if everybody does come back,
That's
enjoy
good.
your jizz ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fun. It's fun to think about.
How long until we had to decide it was time for us to sexually gratify each other.
I figure you're going to come down to this point.
Of course.
It's going to come down to this,
Let's be 100% honest here.
Yeah.
This is going to be...
It's eventually going to be...
All right. Well, I'll give you a better question. How long till we have that conversation? Never mind the actual act. But how long until we're like, we're going to have to jerk each other off with our mouths?
Man. This is so weird to think about. I don't know.
For you, maybe.
I feel like we would. I feel like enough. Like it'd be enough time. I feel like we'd be in the league at least like months or so. I could say at least 6 months to a year. I think before jerking off just kind of becomes boring. And you're like,
I feel like we would probably just stop off at like an Adam and Eve.
That's what I was just thinking. Also,
of
pocket pussies. Yeah, and then we don't have to. Yeah.
This is so funny to think about again. If everybody was gone to see the Pope, and then they come back, and you and I are like in a semi truck filled with generators and gas cans, weapons, and plastic pussies. And we're like, what the fuck? You guys were gone for almost 70 hours. And they're like, yeah.
You guys just left us here?
Yeah.
Unsupervised?
Right, exactly.
This is what happens.
Right. We burned down a bunch of buildings, stole a bunch of rubber pussies, and grabbed guns.
Oh, man, that's a good thing. When you're like, something that you're not allowed to do, and after everybody's gone, I would do something kind of extreme crime-wise.
Like what?
Like, I would probably like burn down a house just for the fuck of it. Like, we'd have like a house destruction party.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get baseball
Like a rage
bats
room.
and just smash everything.
I love
toilets, windows,
I love you
mirrors.
with baseball bats. We'd be blowing shit up.
Yeah.
We'd find ways to blow shit up.
That would be fun as fuck.
Hell
and
yeah.
that would be that. Then after once it's all done, we're like, well, this house is completely fucked. Let's burn it down. How
like
do you feel about burning this house down?
It'd be like the end of Fight Club.
Yeah.
It'd be you'd be Marla. Yep. And
Sounds so cute.
We'd be and shorter, and we'd be standing there, holding hands, just watching all the buildings burn and fall down. And then we're like, all right, now
So poetic.
we have to jerk each other off.
We have to jerk each other off while it's burning down to the ground.
That song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that's something I would do that's not
sure.
allowed. Yeah, house destruction party.
Hell yeah.
And then burn it down.
Yeah.
Now, would you? All right. So how about this? What would you do in a zombie apocalypse? You're not by yourself. This is just, it just one of those happens. I don't give a fuck how it starts. You still have friends and what have you, but like, what's your kind of plan?
Define what type of zombie apocalypse. Are we talking
Like slow or fast?
Are we talking 28 days, or are we talking like Shaun of the Dead?
Let's go like the OG, like Night of the Living Dead, Shaun of the Dead. They're slow moving.
Slow moving.
Yeah. Let's start there.
And am I alone?
Not necessarily. I mean, it could be you and I.
I would.
There's other people around. We just, everyone's trapped in their own house or holding up somewhere.
For me, I always thought that for those movies, the safest place to go would be a prison. There's so many confined spaces. There's so much security. There's weapons. That would be a place I would go to home base. And if they're like, Shaun of the Dead, slow moving, we could fuck them up pretty good.
Damn, that's actually. I mean, especially having like the fence or like the wall or whatever.
Yeah,
depending
and
on like
vehicles
the
and shit.
maximum security.
You can start branching out and finding like places to get canned food and stuff like that. Re-up on stuff. That's probably the route I would go. I'm very rational as far as this type of work goes. So yeah, that's probably the way that I would go.
Prison, that's pretty good.
Now, if it was like 28 days,
If they're fast, if they're running,
yeah, dude, I'm just gonna let one bite me.
like Zombieland.
Yeah, it's over for me. That's fine, and that's fine. That's a-okay. I just pull my dick out, stroke it 3 times, let a zombie bite me, and that'll be the end of that. I don't know what to say. Like,
You're not even gonna try to.
There's no way I'm escaping 28 days zombie apocalypse. There's no fucking way. No way. I don't know how to fly a plane. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do anything. What am I going to tell them jokes and give them Jeopardy quips? And they're going to be like, wow, he's smart. He should be our leader. No, they're going to run over and they're going to bite my neck and I'm gonna die.
You're gonna pull your dick out and stroke it 3 times. They're gonna bite your dick off.
Do you think to start? They're gonna start. They're going dick first.
Maybe it's a gay zombie.
Ooh. I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my butthole towards him. Hope he licks it first. So I can finally
eat my
get
ass first.
So I can finally get a little analingus before the end of my life.
Analingus. I like that.
Yeah. I just made that up, by the way.
That's great.
Thanks.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, if they're slow-moving zombies, first off, I've had this discussion with Jess. Jess automatically said that if she catches wind, like on the news, that there's a zombie apocalypse, she's like, I'm fucking off myself. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Immediately?
Yeah, and I go, what if it's
a joke?
Yeah, so I say, what if it's April Fool's? I'm like, then you just killed yourself for nothing. And she's like, all right, fine. I guess I'll like wait a couple days and see like if it's actually happening. She's like, I just don't want to be like bit or eaten by a zombie. So she's like, if I like, she's like, well, at least I guess if I'm completely trapped in, then I would do it. I go, fine, that makes sense. You'd rather off yourself than getting chewed alive. I get it.
I'm gonna go totally off the subject real quick. Did you ever see the movie The Game with Michael Douglas?
Oh yeah, that was a great movie. I watched this as like a young kid, and that ending was a banger. Oh yeah, it was
such a banger, so good. I was gonna say I don't want to spoil it, but it came out like fucking 25 years ago. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. But yeah, imagine if Can you imagine if it was something like that where like I made a fake radio broadcast about how zombies were taking over the world and just decided that's it for me. Pulled out a gun and went to off herself, but there was a blank. And she shot, and the blank went off, and then she was still alive. And we were like, "I'd like you to examine your life now."
It's like almost like a Saw situation.
Oh yeah, dude, exactly. Like, yeah, how do you feel about how you're? And she's like, I'm gonna go to college again and learn other things, and I want to move to France. And they'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, do that shit," or could have been a bullet in the chamber. That would be such a fun way to fuck with people. Not with Jess, but yeah.
Yeah, like a whole Saw situation.
She's just gonna immediately like.
That's what she said. She wants a suicide box.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've had this discussion with her, and the fun
that could
part
be
is
an episode of Howard Stern.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh my god, there's zombies everywhere, and one's about to bite me in my neck, and she's like, fucking boop. Just that's it. End of Jess.
I come home from like getting groceries. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're like, babe, you got to hear this Howard Stern. It's fucking bonkers. Oh my god.
Yeah. We've had this discussion with multiple friends too, and because I'm like, I want to fight through it. I want to see if I can make it through. And also, if I get bit by a zombie and we're like together, like let me kind of like trail off. Like I want to see what it's like on that side. Don't kill me right away. Like let me
you
fuck
want
off.
Zombie up a little bit.
Yeah. And then if we meet up again at some point, by all means, take me out.
Sure.
But I want to like be on the zombie side and see what that's like.
Yeah.
But we've had this discussion with friends, and everyone's basically on the same idea as mine. It's like, we'll just fight our way fucking through it and see if we can get through, make it to the end. And then there's been like 1 or 2 people that agree with Jess. But I'm like, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, like the Shaun of the Dead type zombies, those were the most fun because they were knocking them out with like pool cues.
Yeah.
And like hitting them in the head with like fucking LPs.
Yeah.
That was slowing them down. I mean, if you gave me a shovel, I could take out 30 of those.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Then my arm would get tired, and I'd be like, Tony, hit the next 30 zombies.
It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick snoozer for the next 8 minutes. You're up. But if it's 28 days and they're just like screaming and running at 20 miles an hour, I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they're slow zombies, I mean, like, man, maybe try to hold up in like a Costco or like a Walmart.
Costco's a good idea.
So like you basically have a ton of everything there. You got food. There's like pillows and blankets. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, does Costco sell guns and ammo?
Not here. I'm sure they do in like Texas, but
right.
Yeah, but not here.
I mean, Walmart has guns.
Sure.
And they have a grocery section and all that. So Walmart's probably a good way to go.
Yeah.
Try to hold up, seal up the doors. There's no windows.
Yeah. And then you just move up to the roof. And then when the zombies can't get in, we just get to start picking off zombies with our fucking rifles and whatnot.
Yeah, nothing else to do. It's a killing time. It's like Dawn of the Dead when they're in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, same idea. Just picking them off just for fun.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Man, if they're yeah, I mean, at least if they're slow and there's not like a whole gaggle of them,
yeah,
you can kind of dodge,
Yeah.
dive, duck,
Dip,
and
duck.
dodge.
Yeah.
Around them all. But yeah, the 28 days later, that's way more scarier, dude.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
down for that. Like
running
I know
full
I'm gonna
speed.
die.
You just have to follow the rules in like Zombieland, right?
Yeah.
You gotta do cardio and double tap, seatbelts,
Yep.
etc.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that would be the way to go. I would try to shoot for like a Walmart and hold up there.
Sure.
That would be my thing.
I'm going pawn shop. I'm saying.
I mean, pawn shop's gonna have a lot of random.
They have,
shit
I
too.
mean, they don't have food, but yeah, guns and grenades and outfits. I don't know, fuck everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, what about if it's like the combined, like, you have to worry about zombies, but you also have, and we'll make it like the Shaun of the Dead style zombies, the slow ones. But they're also gonna have scavengers and heathens, criminals out there like Mad Max. So you kind of have to be careful. Like, you kind of have to go deal with like both of them. So if you're like, hey, you're running out of supplies at your pawn shop, and
Sure.
we have like a walkie-talkie where I'm like, dude, come to my Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, you traveling over, you're gonna have to worry about dealing with both of those.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's awesome. I mean, that really sucks because you could just get stopped off. There's like 4 or 5 of those dudes, and they're like, give me everything you have, or I'm gonna fucking kill you right now.
Yeah. There's always something funky with those zombies, though. There's always something that you can do to throw them off. If it's like something else dead attracts them, or like sound attracts them. Like, did you watch Walking Dead?
I saw the first 4 episodes when it first came out.
Yeah.
I think I saw where the guy had to like gnaw his arm off. He's
Yeah.
handcuffed on the roof.
Yeah.
The guy from Mallrats.
Oh, dude, that is not the first 4 episodes, but yeah, that's decently in there.
Okay, so that's like as far as I got, and then I don't know. I started doing other things, and I just kind of forgot to go back to it. And people were like, "It's good" or "It sucks," and I just never got back into it.
It went on for way too fucking long. But there's a point where they figure out that the zombies are attracted by sound. So
Well, that's every zombie movie, though.
right. So like, it would be smart for us to either man a vehicle that has a boombox in it to get all of the zombies to go to a different location, or to put one in and just like put something weighted down on the gas pedal so it'll go. And like in Walking Dead, what they did was it was basically like a dump, and they led all these zombies into it, so they would fall down into this giant pit of an area and not be able to get out.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Until they get smart enough, they start climbing on top of each other.
Until there's too many. They
Yeah.
never get smart, but until there's too many of them that they're on top of each other, and then they can climb out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think I'd be thinking that far ahead. If it goes zombie apocalypse, I think I'm living pretty short-lived.
Either way, if it's slow or fast zombies.
Yeah, I think if it's a zombie apocalypse, I am going to entertain every pleasure that enjoys my mind, because I think that I'm going to die at any point.
I mean, that's probably how you should.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being kind of careful as well. I mean, you have to Anne Frank everywhere you go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You gotta
That's racist, but
shoot
yeah.
a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like every movie you see, you're like, they're kind of just wandering around outside, but all it takes is for like a glass to fall off the counter, shatter, and then
Right.
they're like,
They're all
what is
there.
that? Then they're surrounding your fucking house.
Yeah, but like there were episodes of The Walking Dead where it was all, or at least primarily, all dudes, and they would meet some random chick, and she's like a badass chick, and they're like, "Yeah, you should join our crew." I'm like, that's not how that would go.
No.
Like, no. They'd be like, "You should join our crew," and then to steal from Always Sunny, they would rape her so hard the room would stink. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it would happen, because it's like, we're not going to live forever. There's no judges. We're not going to jail for anything. You have something to offer, and it's mostly puss. So I don't know. I don't want to live that way.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we live in a non-zombie apocalypse place right now. For now.
Boy, do I.
Yeah. That's what I'm thankful for this year.
Yeah, we don't live in a zombie apocalypse.
Yep. Yeah. So Thanksgiving, let's do a shot about it.
Let's do a shot. To being thankful for not living in a
For
Mad
it not
Max.
being a Mad Max dystopian zombie apocalypse where
We have to fight for our lives in literally every single moment of every single day. Salud.
Salud.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, zombie apocalypse, I definitely think I'd try to fight out as much as possible, though.
Yeah.
And then hopefully get to a point where, holy shit, they're all dead. And then now you're kind of on the Mad Max style. Well, maybe not Mad Max, but now we're kind of more on the, like how it was, like if it was just you and I with some other people, that it would just kind of fall into that.
Now, because this comes in every zombie TV show, movie. So let's say, here's the question. Would you have an issue shooting Jess if she was a zombie?
Oof. You know,
that happens in all of those. It's somebody runs into somebody who's like, you can't.
Their sibling.
That's
or
my
wife,
daughter.
Yeah, husband.
You're not shooting, even though it's a zombie. That's still my daughter. And if there's a cure, we're gonna find a cure. Would you be able to fucking pull that trigger?
I feel like, you know, when you watch those movies too, they're always like they just can't do it, and somebody else has to do it for
somebody
them.
else
Right?
always does.
Yeah, I think that I would be probably a little hesitant at first, but I would do it, A, knowing that she would be happy that I did it, and B, just for the greater good.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is chivalry. This is you being kind.
Well, I mean,
Shooting her because she wouldn't want to be a zombie.
well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why she wants to have the suicide box. That was
Sure.
the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
she doesn't want to be a zombie. So if
That
something
makes
were to
sense.
happen that we got separated somehow,
Yeah.
and when I finally find her, she's a zombie,
Yeah.
that I would do it.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's weird
It'd
because
be
like
mercy.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like it's always funny to say because when you're watching these movies, you're like, you fucking pussy, you know it's a zombie, just fucking
Do it.
shoot it.
Right.
And I understand that you're like, I can't bring myself to do it because this is my wife or this is my son or my daughter or whatever. But I think I'd be like, this is what Jess would want. She doesn't want to be
Yeah.
a zombie. And I'm like, also, I don't want the bagel to get bit.
Sure.
So we just
Aw.
have to take out the zombies,
That's adorable.
wife or not.
So yeah, like you were saying about Jess, where if she got the news notification that there was a zombie apocalypse, she would just take herself out immediately. Like if I was at home and I got a notification that there's a zombie apocalypse, and then my wife came
My wife? Sorry.
if she came downstairs and like gave a like really aggressive yawn, you know, and I just heard on the news like zombie apocalypse, and she came downstairs and she was like, "Ah," right in the head, just one right in the fucking head. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but without extra thought and with no remorse, pop right in the forehead.
Oh, man. Oh, so, I mean, if you did get bit, would you, here's a good one. Whenever somebody gets bit, like on the wrists, and they're with a bunch of people, and then they kill that zombie, they're walking around, and then they pull up their sleeve, and you see the bite mark, but they hide it.
Yeah.
Would you hide it, or would you tell them?
Oh, I'd hide it.
You'd be the hider,
fuck
and
yeah,
then
dude.
wait for you to fucking turn and be like, you fucking
No, I'm
cock
hiding.
squeeze.
I'm hiding. I'm biting other people before I turn. Like fuck you, fuck.
That's not going to do anything.
What? Maybe it will. I don't know. Or
I mean, no movie's ever done that, so maybe it could be.
did we just write a new zombie movie?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You get bit, and then you can still bite people. It's already running through your blood system.
Hell yeah.
You're not fully changed, but it still
Yeah.
changes people.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid idea.
Okay. So you would hide it. And then so my next question was going to be that would you kill yourself beforehand, or would you want to live it out and see how the zombie life lives?
I would never kill myself.
Yeah.
Never.
So you're going to live that zombie life.
Got to do it, baby.
Yeah. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah. Quitters quit. I'm never doing that.
I'm no quitter.
I'm not pulling the trigger on myself. Never.
Fair is fair.
Never,
You bit me
ever,
fair and
ever
square.
Happen. Yeah. I got bit. Guess what? I'm biting you. I'm going to be like, hey, what's that? And then bite you on your neck. Sorry, dummy. Hey, I made breakfast. Bite you on your throat.
Hey, look, Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's that? Boom. Bite you on your side. I don't know what to tell you. And then if you decide it's time to kill me, fine. You got bit, bitch. So
Damn.
Who's the loser now?
Yeah. If I got bit, I'd tell him. I'd be like, you have to let me go.
You got bit, and you're gonna tell me,
Okay.
I got bit. This is you talking. I got bit, but I'm just letting you know out of the kindness of my heart, and I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, I would basically say, I'd be like, listen, here's the deal. During that tussle, I got bit on the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all of my shit. Here's my bag. Here's my guns. Here's my supplies. I'm fucking off. Let me go, and I'm going to go do this, and then if you see me any other time, tomorrow, a week, a month from now, then take me out. But I want my last dying wish is to see what it's like to being on the zombie side. I mean, would it be so bad if I caught back up with you a month later and then you got bit by me?
Yeah, it would be kind of bad. I mean, it wouldn't be great for me.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you were like, look, Bagel, I got bit, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go walk off into the woods. I hope we never encounter each other again, and I wish you well. I would give you a very tender embrace and then shoot you in the fucking head.
Okay.
I think that's better for you. It's certainly better for me.
It's not better for me. It's better for you, you selfish prick.
You just said that your wife wants to be dead instead of being a zombie.
Yeah, that's her. I said I want to be a zombie instead of dying.
Oh, you're right. All right, cool. Well, then I'll be like, listen, I understand. I'm not going to shoot you in the head because I know you've always wanted to be a zombie.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, this is the greatest gift. And then I would shoot you in the fucking head. I'm not getting bit by some asshole because he wants to enjoy being a goddamn zombie.
Would you be like, okay, like you give me a hug and I start walking off, but I get 2 steps away and they just shoot me in the back of the head?
No, baby. There's no walking away. It would be tender embrace, and then I have a fucking 9 right on your fucking temple.
Wow. How poetic.
Love you, but
All right, well, I'm not telling you.
God damn it.
You just ruined that for yourself.
Fuck, I'm going to get bit.
Yep.
All right, well, we have 2 minutes if you got anything else.
I don't know. Is there anything
see.
else apocalyptic-wise? Let's see. We've gone over the Mad Max. We've gone over the zombies.
I
What
would
else?
never wear the same pair of socks or undies.
Yeah.
We would do dick pranks almost immediately.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's that.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Guys, that number. Do you remember it?
I don't. I have it written down.
440-363-0121.
0121.
Yep. You guys have heard the voicemails we got.
Speaking of, those voicemails were tits.
Yeah.
Get us some mo.
Yeah. I mean, so that's ridiculous. So like I said, you've seen what this has come in. We got that weird question about jizzing into pastas or eating our own shits.
Yep. Jizzaronies.
We'll talk about it.
Poop Fest.
Yeah, and then we got the Poop Fest 2023.
Yep. Live.
Little boo-boo.
Bro. Bros and ladies. Send us in some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text in something. You could text the question if you don't want to leave a voicemail. If you want to be anonymous, you can.
Somebody left us a voicemail and just took a really loud dump and then yelled Poop Fest and got featured on an episode of Pizza Bagels.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to talk about what you would do if it was zombie apocalypse or how you would do it better, or if you just want to take a shit or whatever.
You could record your farts, send it in.
Or if you want to be like, hey, what if I were to jizz in mashed potatoes? Any food is fine.
Yeah, I mean,
for
listen,
the most part.
if you
what
give
if
us
I jizzed on a latke?
yeah.
racist.
Well, I mean, it's
That's
okay.
racist.
You can do it to yourself.
Being Jewish isn't a race. If it was, I'd have the bronze by now.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, give us the ultimatums. We'll discuss it.
Absolutely. Hit us up.
440-363.
0121.
There you go.
Hit us up, boys and girls.
Should we do this one more time?
What?
Let's give one more shout out here for Boo Boo.
The poop?
Yeah.
One more poop, then,
Yeah.
then maybe a bell, and then we'll play out.
All right, sounds good. Let's
Love
see what we
it.
got here. Ready?
Fire.
So aggressive.
Oh, that was a good one. Poop Fest 2023.
He's like, good one. Love it.
Oh, Okay, so that's that, guys. That's
All right.
our pizza and
That's
the
our
bagel
time.
versus the apocalypse. 440-363-0121.
We're thankful for you.
Thankful for all of you.
Hell yeah.
And I guess we'll see you next week.
That's it. We'll see you next week.
That's it.
Play us out, baby cakes.
Oh wait, I forgot you wanted to ding the bell. Hold on,
Ding.
just for fun. Okay, bye guys.
Chala.